An extremely dangerous and historic winter storm is set to impact and strike the US on Saturday. Here's what to expect. In today's YouTube short, we are talking solely on snow totals for each state that's going to be impacted. This is still very uncertain, so take it all with a grain of salt. We are getting really close to this, but shifts north and south will occur, so it's really hard to tell what's going to occur for these areas, so take it all with a grain of salt. But we do have more of an idea, starting with Oklahoma. Especially in Oklahoma, we have more certainty. But in Oklahoma City, we're looking at the cutoffs right there between the ice and the snow. So if it shifts north, Oklahoma City won't get much. If it shifts south, they will get a lot more. Oklahoma City's looking like nearly 10 inches of snow potentially for this area. But if I would be more conservative, I would say 7 or 8 inches due to these north shifts that we have seen for that area. But this is pretty certain that we're going to see a huge bullseye of snow here in parts of northern Oklahoma. Wichita, Kansas, we're looking at an absurd amount of snow, nearly a foot of snow across much of those areas. So kind of an intense amount of snow for parts of Oklahoma. Northern part of Oklahoma will get a lot, and I mean a lot of snow. And then the ice is going to hit parts of the southern areas of Oklahoma with a lot of ice in southern Oklahoma, up to 1/4 inch of ice in southern Oklahoma. Across Texas is more of an impact there, but ice is going to be the main threat, especially for Dallas and Fort Worth areas, where Dallas could see up to 2 inches of snow, but the main threat will be the ice accumulation, with potentially up to a 1/2 inch of ice. That could potentially be conservative. 1 mile tends to be conservative, so 1/2 inch of ice may be even on the low side for much of these areas. So Dallas, Texas, get prepared. In Arkansas, the northern part of the state is going to get a lot of snow, with potentially up to 10 inches of snow in the northern part of Arkansas, especially the higher elevation regions. Southern Arkansas, Little Rock, potentially 5 inches of snow is expected, but ice is going to be a very dangerous threat. Up to 3/4 inch of ice in parts of southern and central Arkansas, including Little Rock. I would say potentially up to 1 inch of ice. Extremely dangerous coming. Across areas like northern Georgia, parts of Tennessee, and Alabama, extreme ice accumulations are expected in these regions. Atlanta, this is showing up to 2/10 of an inch of ice. Northern parts of Atlanta are Atlanta suburbs, and parts of northern parts of Georgia are expecting more like 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of ice, which may be on the conservative side, maybe up to 3/4 inch of ice or more in these regions. Very dangerous. Tennessee is showing Nashville sees potentially up to a 1/2 inch of ice, maybe even more, and parts of northern Alabama. The snow is going to be a lot more of an impact. 5, 6, maybe 7 inches of snow in Nashville regions possible. Not much snow in Alabama and Georgia though. Across states like Missouri, St. Louis could see up to 7 inches of snowfall, maybe even more from this system. Kansas City is showing 9 inches of snow, potentially more too in that area. This could be a bullseye with maybe even more snow potentially in these areas. Southern Missouri seeing up to 10 inches of snow, and southern parts of Illinois seeing potentially up to 7 inches of snow in parts